before I introduce Jason here, I wanted to introduce one other person here to you guys and folks who may be watching us live stream. I want to introduce Toussaint Campbell. So you can stand. Toussaint is our social media person. So we brought Toussaint in as an intern this past summer, and he's the person who set up all of our social media platform. He did the Facebook page, Twitter, and what was the other one? YouTube channel. So he's the one that kind of brought us into the 21st century a little bit with social media. But the reason why I'm introducing him is that he's also, even though he's still in his last year of college, he's here part-time, but he's available to anybody. If anybody's got questions or issues and want to get stuff set up or anything, he can help. So Toussaint Campbell, all you got to do is call in. I don't know if he's got the flexibility to do that, but we have had folks come in and sit with him, folks who want to set up or do some other things with their social media. And I will tell you right now, if it wasn't for Toussaint, I would be nowhere with social media. I can tell you that, because when I came here, I had Facebook and that was it. I didn't tweet. I didn't do all that other stuff. So, but anyway, I just wanted to introduce him to you guys. He's kind of like a man of all trades. So. But anyway, okay, so last presentation here, I just want to introduce, and we're going to go ahead and let Jason take over. Jason Douglas with Crystal Cruises. Most of you probably already know him, but he's going to do our last presentation here, so we're going to go ahead and get started. There you go.
Thank you so much. So, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for coming in. Truly appreciate the opportunity to present to you guys today. I'm going to go through all the various experiences that we have in our luxury portfolio. We'll cover mainly ocean, river, and yacht. We just released yesterday an extension to what I like to call Rough Luxe with the yacht, and that's going to be Crystal Endeavor, and that'll be available for you in 2020 to sail on, and hopefully in the next few months we'll have the itineraries out. Primary focus there will be in Antarctica. And I will not cover any of the air that we offer. We do have the Boeing 777 still, that is for private charter. We also have the Global Express XRS as well for private charter. So if you have any questions regarding those two segments, let me know and I can discuss that offline. But let's go ahead and get started. So we basically cover sea, river, land, and air. Our main focus, though, is going to be the ocean and the river experiences that we have. We still have Crystal Serenity and Crystal Symphony. Those are our two ocean-going vessels. We started in the river segment with the Crystal Mozart. Now that vessel is a little unique because that is twice the width of a normal river ship, right? It's 22 meters wide. Standard river ship's 135 meters long, 11.5 meters wide. So this is 135 meters long, but 22 meters wide. It is confined to the Danube. Now we have the Rhine class that we just came out with last year in Q4, and that was with the Bach and Mahler, and then we'll have the Revell and Debussy coming in April and May of this year. Those four vessels are 106 passengers and 62 crew compared to the Mozart at 154 and 92. And then we'll also go over the Crystal Esprit, which is 31 suites, 62 passengers, currently in the BVI. I have some very, very favorable travel partner fares there, so make sure that you go to the Travel Partner Resource Center. We've completely revamped that. It's very user-friendly. When you go to crystalcruises.com, go to the bottom of the page, Travel Partner Resource Center. If you don't have a user ID and password, just request it, and you can go in there. We have some great online tutorials that I think are really good because these are experiences and they're all so different and unique and very niche. So make sure you take a look at that as well. One other thing I want to say before I transition to the next slide, keep in mind, if you get objections, our main objection in the marketplace is that we don't have the newest ship and we don't have the largest suite. And we already know that. But we have won 24 awards consecutively with Condé Nast Traveler in the ocean space, 23 times in a row with Travel and Leisure. So this is the most awarded cruise line in the luxury space. Okay, I already spoke to some of the channels that we have in the world of Crystal. Here's a quick video that'll just give you a brief overview on all the channels. These are the 5 pillars of the company. So this is what we live and breathe by. For us, service, space, quality, choices, and the destination are of the utmost importance. So when we talk about service, it's about anticipating the needs of the client. We look at the space ratio as one of the keys to that. So whenever a lot of clients don't actually see how many guests, how many crew, but we look at the guest to crew ratio, we look at the guest to space ratio, and as far as quality is concerned, only the best is going to do. So whether it's going to be the Etro products throughout all of the bathrooms, throughout every channel in the luxury space that we're in, or if it's going to be the linens, quality is at the utmost importance. Choices. We have the Crystal Envisions lecture program or enrichment program where we bring in world-renowned speakers who are subject matter experts in their area of study. So we've had Captain Scott Kelly, we've had Colin Powell. We partner with Kevin McCullum for entertainment. So everyone says they have Broadway-style shows. We have actual Tony Award-winning acts that come on board and they perform. He did Rent. He is considered the Steven Spielberg in that space. With Crystal Adventures, we have over 2,000 different shore excursions. So we'll break those out into light, medium, and heavy. So if you want to do Abu Dhabi or Monaco Grand Prix trackside, if you want to have dinner at the pyramids, or if you just want to go into the 3-man submersible on the Crystal Esprit, you can do that. Now that has Bluetooth technology, so you can sync your phone, listen to your own music, but it's all about those choices. As far as destinations are concerned and the experiences there, that's one of the most important things because we want to have more overnights than anyone else. Okay, you're going to see some interesting stats. I'm not sure if I have it in this particular presentation, but when we look at River, for instance, there's one unusual stat because we're doing a deep dive on the analytics of the customer, and 72% of the people that go with us on River, they don't go based on destination. That's not their first choice. They're going solely because of our brand reputation. So that's a huge testament to what we deliver, at sea or on the river, and it's based on these 5 pillars. And I think that's something that, we really focus on and we execute very well on. So keep that in mind. For our clients, it's all about memories and experiences. People want unusual experiences. They want new experiences. And they're looking to create memories of a lifetime. They're also looking for volunteerism. So we're seeing more and more of that, especially when you talk to families, if they're going to bring their kids on. We are seeing some more multi-generational business. You'll find that on the shorter duration itineraries, that people are going to be more inclined to maybe bring their kids, especially if they're out of school. So if it's in the summer, if it's in Q4, so when we do the Caribbean, we have some families that are on board, and we do have a dedicated children's program on board as well, with space for the kids. Now, we don't get a lot of kids. It's not going to be like some of the mass market lines in the contemporary premium space, but we do get some kids. So it's all about creating memories. As far as the ocean vessels are concerned, I already spoke to this already. So we have the most awards in the history of the luxury segment. Dining, there's up to 8 different venues. And remember, we allow all of your clients to go to every single premium restaurant, guaranteed. So they're guaranteed to go to every single one, and it's complimentary. In our price point, it includes the gratuities, all right? It includes all premium beverages, wines, and spirits, okay? The other thing that's really nice is that if they want to go a second time, so let's say you want to go to Prego, I think it has the best mushroom soup. Now, I might be a little bit biased because I work for the company, but it's pretty good in my opinion. For the second time in any premium restaurant, the fee is only $30 per person, so you really can't beat that, all right? We have 24-hour butler service as well, and you're going to see with some of the renovations that we just did with the Crystal Symphony, we have butler pass-throughs and more connecting staterooms and suites as well, all right? So in the Symphony, we were at 980 guests. Came out of dry dock in November, we're down to 848. I think that's important to note because now your guest-to-crew ratio goes up and the guest-to-space ratio goes up. Okay? At the end of the day, we want your clients to feel like they're at home. They have to feel like they're at home. And from a service perspective, we have to exceed their wildest expectations. To tell you just a little story on how seriously we take the service at Crystal, when you go into PCPC, and that's where you can go and do all the shore excursions and you can do all the dining reservations for your clients, we have something there called CU at Sea, Q at Sea. And your clients can opt into that and basically give us feedback on the culinary, on, it could be shore excursions, it could be the butler service, every aspect of the vacation experience. And if they flag something and say, well, I'm not happy, let's say, with the black cod in Nobu. Now, that's never happened. But let's say that happened. we would have either the hotel director, cruise director, or the captain meet with that client on board the ship and rectify the situation. So that's how serious we take the service levels. We don't wait for them to come home and write a letter to customer service. We want to take care of it then and there. But these are just some of the things that we did with Crystal Symphony. And this is just a quick deck on some of the public spaces, because we did soft touches to the public spaces. We did add the Seabreeze penthouses, Seabreeze penthouse suites with verandas as well. And then we did some changes to Wi-Fi. So we have unlimited Wi-Fi in the Symphony now. We have open dining, so we don't have first and second there. And I think that's huge, because several of our clients gave us feedback and said, you know what, we don't want to pick first or second. We just want to go when we want to go. So now we have that available to them. So that was really important for us. And the other thing is, with our partnership with the USC Film School, you can stream any device. And because our guest count is under 900 here, we don't have a bandwidth problem. Okay, and you can watch movies, and we get movies downloaded from that partnership with USC pretty fast, so you get the latest and the greatest. Okay. Serenity. So October of this year, this will go into dry dock. So you're going to go from 1080 down to, I think it is what, actually, it's 1070 to 980. Okay, and then it'll get all the same things that Symphony got, which is going to be nice. So then you'll have the unlimited Wi-Fi here, you have the open dining concept. So just keep that in mind when you're selling these two ships, that this one has not gone to dry dock yet, has not gone through that process, so it still has the 2 dining times for sailings this year. Okay? As far as the evolution, so this is a $75 million project for us. It's something that we take very, very seriously. I have a quick deck here on just some of the staterooms and spaces. So this is just one of the public spaces here. But you see here, this is Starlight Lounge. This was completely renovated. This is a great area to just go and have a drink, relax. You can meet with folks that you meet on board the sailing. But I think we did a really good job, and aesthetically it's pleasing to the eye from my perspective. Hopefully you feel that way as well. This is the new Seabreeze penthouse suite. And again, we completely changed this room. Everything was stripped out. This is a brand new class for us. We're getting very, very good reviews with this. I have some additional photos here so you can see what this looks like. This is the sitting area. It's just another angle from the bedroom. Double vanity sinks, marble, granite everywhere. I can tell you that the showers are very spacious. I'm 6'3", right now about 230. That fluctuates. It can go up to about 245 if I'm not with my wife for a week or two, because I like the suites. I looked at all the suites and I said, but that was good. But that's a very spacious shower. And we have all Etro products throughout, so that comes back to the quality of things that we're using. Another thing I just want to speak to really quickly, we have a partnership that we just released with Daniel DeWinter out of Monaco. So if you have clients that want to do any treatment, skin treatments, dermatology, she is world-renowned for her inside-out treatments, and that's something that you might want to speak to as well. And we have the information on our site, but we're really proud to have that relationship as well. As far as culinary, this is my favorite part of the presentation. I love talking about food because I'm a huge foodie. So we have done some great things on Symphony. So we added umi uma, which is going to be alfresco Chinese, and then we have churrascaria, which is a Brazilian steakhouse. So by day it's umi uma, and at night it'll transition to churrascaria, which is going to be really nice. This is the waterside restaurant. So this is our main dining room. As far as I'm concerned, the meals here are absolutely fabulous. We are known for culinary, and we're very big on culinary at Crystal Cruises. I think that you will be very pleased. We get great feedback from all of our clients and travel partners that sail with us. This is Silk. So this is the actual area. This is brand new, where we'll have umi uma and churrascaria. Okay? You can see that we have the skylights there, so you get natural lighting. I think we did a really good job. It has the teak deck, and again, very pleasing to the eye. This just speaks to the digital evolution. I spoke to that a little bit earlier. So you have the unlimited Wi-Fi, and you can stream on any device that you want. One other thing to keep in mind, let's say you have clients that don't feel comfortable with their iPad or digital device. We have a learning center on board. They can go there. It's Apple and Android, and they'll go through everything with them. By the time they leave, they'll be an expert. Trust me. So, Serenity is going to go through the dry dock. But we have one other thing to talk about. Once that goes through the dry dock, the biggest thing for us isn't necessarily the refurbishment of the ships, but it's Crystal Adventures. We talk about culinary, we talk about service, but Crystal Adventures, we have over 2,000 shore excursions that your clients can choose from. Okay, that's broken out into light, medium, and heavy. If we don't have it available, we'll create it for them. Okay? So, like I mentioned earlier, if they wanted to do something trackside in a Formula One race, hot air balloon, if they want to do F-16 ride, we can find it and we'll do it. Okay, but just keep in mind that we have over 2,000 available. You can book these for your clients through PCPC ahead of time as well. We have them all listed out for every single voyage. If they're not there, let me know, because one of the things that we're doing right now is we're going through a huge migration, because for 20 plus years, we just had these 2 ocean-going vessels. Now we've got river, we've got yacht, I have expedition coming, there's air, so we're migrating to seaware. That's probably too much information, but I just want you to know that if you don't see the information there, reach out to me and I'll be more than happy to make sure it's there for you to book. I think I have a quick video after this slide that's going to speak to Crystal Adventures and just show you some of the things that we have and places we went last year. So those are just a few of the excursions that we did last year, and it's something that I really like to speak to because we're really passionate about it. And the gentleman that handles our land programs is gone for a significant portion of the year. He's probably gone for 3/4 of the year to find all these unique experiences for you and your clients to partake in. Now, I have this slide here, and this is, I think, one of the most important things, and I'll speak to it just a little bit here. You'll see the overall age is 63, new to Crystal is 60. We are seeing the demographics come down, and that's because of the new channels with river and yacht, because that skews much lower, especially in the yacht segment. There are a lot of people that have the disposable income to sail with us. I was at a function earlier today, this morning, and a gentleman came up and he goes, "Jason, Crystal, is it ever good to be you?" He goes, "If I could just afford it." And I said, "Well, how much do you usually spend, and who do you usually travel with?" And he told me he usually goes in a suite. I'm not going to name the brand, but he said he spends about $3,000 per person. And I told him, well, in 2019, I have a rate of $1965 for the Caribbean per person, including gratuities and all the beverages. And he said he'd never thought that the price would be that low. He was actually shocked. Now, do you have to book in advance? You have to book well in advance to get the best price. But we have some really fabulous rates available. If you look at it from a per diem standpoint, you know, it's cheaper to go than to stay at home in some cases, you know. And for the quality of the food, the service, and excursions and everything that we have available to your clients and yourselves, I would strongly encourage it. I always say, you know, I've had a very blessed life, and I tell people all the time, you know, I've been very fortunate to see the world, and I've been in this industry since I came out of college. And this brand is something that is very special It actually gives me goosebumps sometimes. And I told my boss, first time I was on the Crystal Mozart, I said to him, I said, I just can't believe this. I was in Belvedere Palace, UNESCO World Heritage Site. There's a 10-piece orchestra playing in the room exclusively for all of our guests. And I said, Paul, this is just amazing. And he goes, Jason, it is. I've been here for 24 years, so I'm probably a little jaded. But I just, when you're there and you see the things that we put together and the excursions that we have available, it is something special. Back to this slide, you'll see the Crystal Society average age is 67. So those folks have spent a little bit more time with us, possibly a few more world cruises in that segment as well. So they have that time and the disposable income component. Now, 34% of our clients work full-time, 13% part-time, 53% are retired or not working at all. But I can tell you that with shorter duration itineraries coming, because we already know there are some clients that want to do 30 days. Well, if you want to do 30 days, that's fine. But we can break that into 4 different segments, just like we do with the World Cruise. So the World Cruise is between 85 to, let's say, 120 days, and we might have 6 to 8 segments there. But if we broke that out into maybe 10 to 12 segments and have more 7-day sailings, that'll allow for a whole new segment of clients to come onto Crystal. And we would still be at 100% occupancy throughout the whole World Cruise. So you're going to see those numbers change a little bit. You're going to see it get a little bit younger, and I think that's going to be a good thing. River. This is something that we entered into about a year and a half ago with the Mozart. For those of you who don't know, the Mozart has the highest guest-to-staff ratio, has 4 restaurants, has the largest suites on the river, 883 square feet. Okay? We have 154 guests, 92 crew. We have a competitor that has 150 guests with, I think, 57 crew, and it's for a ship that's half the width. Same length, but half the width. This has a lovely space ratio. Fireplace there's about 3 different fireplaces on board. Reminds me of the Shangri-La Hotel in Canada. I mean, it's just a fabulous place to just relax, sit down. All butler service here. This is not an all-suite ship because we've refurbished this ship, so we do have some picture windows on deck 1. We actually call them swan balcony staterooms or swan picture staterooms because they're just above the waterline. But I would strongly recommend, if you have clients that have never done a river cruise and they've never sailed on the Danube, this is your go-to. There is no question in my mind. This vessel is absolutely stunning. I mean, it's unbelievable. I did it last year and I told my wife, I said, I just want to do river cruises going forward. So, that said, it won Travel and Leisure's World's Best. And we were very, very proud because it was our first year in that segment. But we didn't rest on our laurels. We came out with 2 new vessels last year. So we have the Rhine-class vessels, the Bach and the Mahler. So it's 106 guests, 62 crew. The only difference is these vessels don't have the hair salon. Okay, the Mozart has the hair salon. But we have a gym. The gym has Nautilus equipment. We have free weights. We have a pool. You can turn on a switch, and then you get the resistance so you can do, it's like you're doing laps in the pool. Okay? There's just everything you can imagine right there. And we have more overnights than everyone else as well. We have the e-bikes in each port of call. We have a farm-to-table restaurant. We have a 34-foot speedboat. So if you wanted to do a champagne boat tour or go propose or go and have a picnic somewhere remote on the river, you could do that as well. So these are just some of the options that are available. Not to mention, if your client takes a Crystal Penthouse, we'll give them a Michelin star rated experience in every port of call. Okay? Every client that goes with us on the river, on the Danube, they go to Belvedere Palace, which is the UNESCO World Heritage Site. We do the private tour of the museum. 10-piece orchestra plays for about an hour. Then we go downstairs, unlimited champagne. We have professional ballroom dancers that will bring them onto the dance floor, teach them how to do the waltz, and then we wrap up. It's about a 2.5-hour excursion. But it's unbelievable. We also give you up to 4 different excursions per port of call here. So unlike the ocean where your clients have to pay for the excursions, here we give you up to 4 different excursions per port of call. Okay? And again, gratuities, premium beverages, wines, and spirits are all included on the river. March and April, we'll get Debussy and Ravel. Those are both ahead of schedule. They look really fantastic. I think I have some photos here I'm going to show you. This is actually palm court, so this We have expansive skylights, starboard and port side. This is where we'd have the shows at night. So we'd have Rachel York or the Flyboys perform here, or some Tony Award-winning act that would perform here. And I want you to keep in mind also that this is not going to close down at 10 o'clock. A lot of people think that at 10 o'clock everyone's gone to bed. There is a bar further down with a piano, and we usually do karaoke there, and there's going to be about 30 to 40 people there going until probably 1 a.m. So I don't want you to think at 10 o'clock it shuts down. That is not the case. This is the waterside restaurant. This is on starboard and port, wraps all the way around aft, and we have a hot and cold serving station there. I can tell you my personal experience here. First day I came on, I'm not sure if they knew I was an employee or not, but I asked for a coffee, 1 cream, 1 sugar. They sat it down next to the window. The next day I came downstairs. I had an egg white omelet that day as well on the first day with Canadian bacon. Next day I came down. Coffee, 1 cream, 1 sugar, was sitting at the same table in the same spot, and it was hot. So I don't know if there's I have to ask Walter, who's the VP of our River Channel, if there's a sensor that tells him that I've left the room and I'm on my way down there, because I know that some of the supermarkets, they track the goods with sensors. So I don't know if there's sensors in the floor, because when you go to Jupiter Island, they have sensors in the street, so they know where the cars, how traffic is monitored. That's how they monitor the traffic there. So I'm not sure if we have that or not, but I need to ask. Anyway, needless to say, I went to the hot and cold serving station, and the egg white omelet was there, and the Canadian bacon was on the plate, ready to go. I did not wait at all. So it's really about anticipating the client and your needs. But this is waterside. This is our vintage room. Now, I didn't mention this before. I told you that we have the premium restaurants where you can go and it's included. So you have Prego, Nobu, Churrascaria, Umi Uma. This is above and beyond that. For those that are real culinary experts and love food, like I order pizza from Lou Malnati's in Chicago. Comes on dry ice. And it's like $5 more than buying pizza here. You can get pasta from Brooklyn, from Michael's, and it's unbelievable. This is what I would tell you to do or suggest to your clients. It starts at about $250 to $300 per person, 8 courses paired with wine. But it is unbelievable. Okay? So on the beverage side, if you want Chateau Neuf de Pape, you want Pouilly Foussé, you want champagne, that's all included. But if you want a 300-euro bottle of Bordeaux, this is where you'll find it. If you want to create your own menu, this is where you can do that. If you want to have a private dining experience for your family, this is where you can come and do that. It's a totally enclosed environment. 12 seats on the river, 16 on ocean. Okay? This is the pool. Just gives you an idea. With the flip of the switch, that becomes jets turn on, and you have all the resistance in the world. So you can exercise if you'd like. The Vista pop-up bar. The nice thing about the top deck, it's all teak. We have tons of chase lounges. So if you want to just sit back, relax, read a book for a little bit before you go into port, you can do that there. And there's a ton of space. So you don't have to worry about it being crowded or anything like that. This is the Rhine class that I'm showing you now, so keep that in mind. All the beds on the Rhine class face the balcony, okay? Which is very important. Floor-to-ceiling glass windows, the top half will come down. Mozart, all the beds do not face the French balcony. So it's just 2 doors and it slides open, right? But here it does. So we corrected that because the Mozart was an older ship and we refurbished it from head to toe. But on the Rhine class, so Bachmaler, Ravel, Debussy, those all bed facing forward, floor-to-ceiling glass windows. This just gives you an idea of aesthetically what the room looks like, the layout of the room as well. And this is going to range on the Rhine class from 188 square feet for the petite suite up to about 776 square feet. Okay? So it is extremely spacious. Double vanity sinks. Toilets are Toto. Heated seats, self-cleaning. It's the little things that count. Okay? All Etro products, again, just like on Ocean, Etro products on board here as well. And then this is really important because this is something we just came out with maybe a few months ago. So this is our inclusive destination collection, and this is specific to Amsterdam. So we've broken out the excursions to cultural discoveries, personal connections, exhilarating adventures, and tantalizing gastronomy. So for Jason, this is where I want to be all day. All day long. If I'm not with my wife, I want to be here and I want to find a cardiologist who can fix the problems I'm going to create. Okay? But no, in all honesty, if you want to do the e-bike tours, excuse me, I'm a huge cyclist, so I would love to do the e-bikes. And the nice thing about it is, my father-in-law, for instance, he's got a bad back. Excuse me. He'd be perfect for the e-bikes because he didn't have to pedal. And you go up to about 25 miles an hour. So it's ideal for him. And we have those in every port of call. They're available. On the Mozart, we actually house them on the vessel, but for the Rhine class, we have them in every port of call. Okay? Personal connections. If you want to learn about culinary aspects of a certain country, the economy, this is where you would do that. If you want to learn about, cuisine, wine, anything to do with that country, you can do that there. And same thing with cultural discoveries. But then we have broken out even further, evening tours, overland, Epicurean evening, and designing your own time. So when I spoke to you earlier about choices, and I said that we have more choices than most, it's because even with Crystal Adventures having over 2,000 shore excursions, we'll create the tour for you if we don't have it. Okay? And that's where this comes in. Pre and post hotel experiences, we have the hotels available. You can do this as well. We're adding more 7 and 10 day stuff in the river space. So there'll be more 7 and 10 day itineraries, which I think is good because, again, that time component, there's not a strain there for people. They can just do a 2-night pre and post on a 7-day sailing, and you're at 11 days and you're back home. Before, when we first launched, we had a lot of 14 and 16 day itineraries, and that's a little lengthy. But we do have the hotels available for your clients as well. Here's a quick video on the Mozart and our river experience. And I think the from a space and aesthetic standpoint of what we have to offer, especially with the Mozart. And then I have this quick slide here. So 50% of the guests that are coming to us in this space are new to Crystal. All right, we're seeing a lot of people from Four Seasons, Ritz, A&K, One and Only, in the premium segment of the cruise industry and luxury segment, because no one else has anything in this space. We are seeing a lot of conversion and people migrating over to us. 50% of the clients are Crystal Society members, so they've done ocean with us in the past, and now they're doing river with us. 80% of the clients are married, 57% are employed, and 62% from North America. Now the key stat there is that 57% are employed. If we looked at ocean before, I think it was only 33% were employed. Okay, so that means the demographics, this is a younger clientele for the most part. But again, this is a absolutely first-class experience. Our first year, we were #1 by Travel and Leisure. I strongly, strongly recommend it. I'm not saying that because I work for the company. Well, partially because I work for the company. But I had the opportunity to do this in March. I'm going again on March 22nd for another convention, the same convention. And it was unbelievable. I mean, absolutely unbelievable. And this year I'm actually going to go on the Bach, which is the Rhine class. Last year I was on the Mozart. So I'll be able to compare the two. So I'll have a very good perspective on what we have to offer on each. But I can't imagine it being bad at all in any aspect. This is really important. This particular slide just shows you us versus the competition. The darker blue would be categories that we are excelling in versus our competition. So if we looked at the bottom row, just for kicks and giggles, largest stateroom, Mozart's 883 and then 759 for the Rhine class. Our next closest competitor is at 475, okay, which I think is important to note. If you look at the Rhine class, 100% of all the suites are balconies. Next closest competitor is at 87, okay. Percentage of staterooms larger than 200 square feet, Mozart's at 100%. Our next closest competitor is 85%, okay. And then one of the things that I always look at is number of crew. So for a fair comparison, if you looked at the Rhine class, for instance, our Rhine class is the same size as everybody else's vessel. We're at 68. Next closest person is at 57. But they have 57 crew members. They have 150 guests. We have 106. So keep that in mind. We have 2/3 the number of guests that they have with almost the same number of crew, which I think is very important. It speaks to the service levels. And again, that space ratio, which is very important because you want them to feel like they're at home at the end of the day.
Jason, can you get a copy of that to Stuart?
I will get a copy of that to Stuart, not just only in the river segment. I'll get it for you in the ocean. I'll get it for you in the yacht. You will have it, I promise you. I think Stuart may have it. I'm not sure, but I'll get it to him again. And this is one of the things that I spoke to earlier in the presentation about. 72% of the clients on River are coming to us based on our reputation. So that speaks to the brand itself. 57% are coming because of the itinerary, and 46% are coming because of the date of the river cruise. Okay, so the date and the itinerary are secondary to our reputation in this space, which I think is just huge. I don't know how many other suppliers can say that, but for us, we're very happy with that. This is a quick video.
There's a world out there, a world that calls to you. It begs you to sail into its furthest hideaways and dive into its deepest secrets. It tempts you with lavish freedoms that seem more like a dream than a reality. It's a world wrapped in the finest Egyptian linens and scented with aroma stone therapies. A world that caters both to your adventurous spirit and to your adventurous palate. With breathtaking views over every railing, across every veranda, out every window, and inside every suite. It's exclusive access to the seemingly inaccessible. Custom experiences that come with trusted experience. And limitless options being the only option. This is a world open to anyone, anywhere, anytime. By sea, by land, or by air. This is the all-exclusive world. A world where luxury can be seen as everyday, and every day can be seen as luxury. Welcome to the all-new Crystal, where all-inclusive is all-exclusive.
Say, first and foremost, thank you so much for allowing me the opportunity to present to you and meet with you and then have a Q&A. And because of the time constraints, and we're allotted an hour, I didn't have an opportunity to go through the Esprit, and I like to call the Esprit Rough Luxe. And that's our 62-passenger yacht. Right now it's in the BVI through April. And we have 4 different itineraries. Then it's going to move over to the Adriatic, where we have 4 unique itineraries as well. They're all 7 days. So it's 31 suites. It's all butler service. Same culinary experience, same space ratios that you can see on ocean and river. And more importantly, it has a big brother. We just released 2 days ago the Endeavor. That's 100 suites, 200 passengers for Antarctica, 2 helipads, 2 3-man submersibles. And we're really excited about that because it's going to be coming in Q1 of 2020. It's going to be a new build. So we just cut the keel on that 2 days ago. So I'm really, really excited about that. Now, a couple things on the Esprit, just to speak to it really quickly. We do have an aft marina platform, kayak launchers, jet skis, 32-foot speedboat. I like to call it water immersion 101. If they want to scuba dive or snorkel, this is ideal. We go to the top 10 dive destinations in the BVI with that. 2 important factors to note, though. The suites, there are no balconies. Okay, so it's all picture windows. They range from 202 square feet to about 515 square feet. And there is no elevator. Okay, so that's important to know as well. This is really for an active adult, but it's something to keep in mind and remember that we do have, because we have so many different things available for your clients. With that said, if you have any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer them, and thank you again. There's no questions? You guys have been in this room all day, huh? That's what's... You're, is information overload or... All right, well, I'm glad that I had the opportunity to meet with all of you, and then I'll hang out for another 10, 15 minutes. I know somebody's going to come and say, Jason, I have a question, because no one likes to answer the first question in a public forum, but see, there it is, outside. So thank you again. I truly appreciate your time and partnership and all that you guys do. So thank you so much.
Thank you. You get your pizza from Chicago.
Yeah, because I don't eat it that often, right? My dad had and so I watch my A1C.
Hey, folks, really quick, before you guys leave, I wanted to point out Renee in the back here. Renee works really hard. She works from event to event, and Jason will tell you that. To get all of this live streaming and stuff set up, she works with all the presenters, things that you guys don't even see that she does behind the scenes. So I really want to thank her for this. She's put a lot of effort in. Yeah.
I just want to say, so I've worked with Renee one time before, and we had a great time. It was doing some scripts and stuff. And then I got the email from Renee, and Renee said, Jason, yeah, we're just going to do this, and we're going to live stream it, so just come down with the presentation. So I came down with the presentation. I was in the room. I thought I was going to be here. Honest to God, I thought I'd be here 5 minutes. I thought I was going to just give her my jump drive. She'd take it, and we'd go. So then Renee looks at me, and she goes, yeah, Jason, so I need the MOV format for each video. And I'm like... It was like Mandarin to me. I had to search through so many files, and I have to say that I was frustrated because I had no idea I had to look for them. And Renee was calm, cool, and I was even telling her, I said, Renee, I'm sorry that I'm getting frustrated, but I have another appointment. And I was a little frazzled. And she just said, Jason, don't worry about it. We're going to get through it. So she has been a star. She is so good to work with. I apologize for not mentioning it. They should give you a promotion, Renee. Honest to God. Thank you for all you do.